Blasts were seen in Tel Aviv and Jerusalem tonight. The White House says the U.S. helped intercept the missiles, but some did make it into the ground, damaging buildings and injuring dozens in Tel Aviv. Those attacks prompted by Israel's strikes on about 100 targets less than 24 hours prior. Iran now says 78 people were killed and hundreds more injured in those attacks. In a video statement released today, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said planning for the operation began in November of last year. And here's a live look right now from Tel Aviv, where it's about 3:30 in the morning local time. Certainly a tense evening for those caught up in the conflict. Well, joining us now, retired Marine Colonel Brendan Kearny. And Colonel, what do you think Israel is trying to accomplish as it carries out those attacks against Iran?
A great question, but it's got a very simple answer, Ryan. I believe that the Israelis are utterly fed up with Iran. They feel extraordinarily threatened by virtue of the progress that Iran has been making with coming to fully possessing nuclear bombs. And what they want to do is set Iran's technology, its nuclear technology, back somewhere around the Stone Age. So they're going to keep at this here until they feel they have neutralized the threat.
How successful was that initial attack?
Well, by all intents and purposes, and now today, what's going on, Ryan, is that the Israelis and the U.S. and other Western and Arab countries are conducting battle damage assessments. And of course, a lot of them are doing it very quietly. The Israelis will be very, very overt. But the battle damage assessment is a way to go ahead and determine exactly what you're asking. What is the effectiveness of the attacks we launched? And then based on that, they will either reattack those same targets, or they'll move on to another list of targets that they have, which I'm sure they have, that will take them out over a number of days. But each step of the way is a very deliberate process.
And we know today that Iran did retaliate. So how much damage do you think Iran will be able to do given Israelis' defense capabilities?
It'll probably be limited damage, but the damage that they're going to do, again, and we're all, I think, getting very, very hardened to this, is going to be with the innocents. It'll be the Israeli civilians that happen to be in their high-rise building that takes a missile hit. I don't believe the Iranians are going to do very, very well against military targets because, quite frankly, I don't think other than the well-known military installations that the Israelis have, like their equivalent of the Pentagon, the rest of them are well hidden. A lot of things are underground in Israel, a lot of things that really matter, and those are things like command and control. And I don't think the Iranians are going to, first of all, I don't think they have the intelligence. And then secondly, I don't think they have the technological capability to strike them hard in the manner that the Israelis are striking the Iranians right now.
And speaking of defense, Pentagon officials have said that the U.S. air defense systems are helping to shoot down missiles targeted at Israel. How do you think this is going to play out? And what do you anticipate the U.S. forces and what role will they have in this conflict?
I think it's going to be very similar. Well, first of all, to answer your first part of your question, it's not going to play out well in the Middle East. No matter how we deny our level of participation, we are participating, and we're fulfilling a key role not only in identifying the incoming missiles, but transmitting that information to the Israelis.
And we're following all the latest developments from the Middle East on KPIX.com and streaming on the free CBS News app.